Greg, Maya, and Betty are not experts, nor do they claim to be. They're just a bunch of nerds who enjoy talking about movies, shows, and current events. So sit back, grab a coffee, relax, and enjoy a brand new episode of All Queued Up.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of All Queued Up, the review podcast tied to streaming services like Netflix, Amazon Prime, HBO Max, Disney Plus, etc., etc., etc. I'm your host, Greg Dietz, and with me always is Maya Don Fisher and Betty Badger. How are you two doing this week, this last week? How's it been with weeks? Betty, you go first.
Well, I had a nasty encounter with a broom. Now I have a wound.
I saw that.
And yeah, that's how my week's going so far. What about you, Maya? Your week's going much better.
My week's been pretty awesome. Got scheduled to get the second and final dose of the Moderna vaccination for next week. Got that scheduled this morning. Got my new Social Security card in the mail for my updated Social Security card, so I'm government legal. And today I go and, as soon as we get done recording, I go and get my new driver's license updated. Booked a trip. We're taking a trip the week after mine and Misty's, well, the day after Misty's birthday, a week after mine. So we're going to Northern Virginia to go camping with friends in 2 weeks. So yeah, that's all gone down in the past few days and just really exciting stuff, and happy to get some sort of normalcy back, and see friends that I haven't seen in 18 months. And, a camping trip, it's outdoors and everybody there is going to be vaccinated. So it's very, very, very low risk. And since it's just going to be a group of us isolated, it's not like we're going to, even though we're going to Northern Virginia, a higher population center, it's not like we're going to be around a lot of people. So we feel pretty safe in doing so. And plus, being fully vaccinated, of course, really excited about all that. So I had a great week, you could say. How about you, Greg?
It's been okay. I do want to address something that I said last week on the last episode of the podcast, that I hadn't listened to Lil Nas X's "Call Me by Your Name." I hadn't listened to the whole song, just a little bit what I heard on TikTok. The whole song is fantastic. Like, I really enjoy it. It's fucking solid.
I love it.
So, don't judge a book for its cover, folks. That's the lesson here.
Did you like the video?
Yeah, it was very artistic. It was also like he played every single role. I was like, this is great.
Yeah, it was really good.
But also, like, it's artistic expression of what he's experienced with as a gay man, that he's been told he's going to hell no matter what, and that and he's just basically embraced it in a way. Like, it's really fucking clever. So
let's give him
also,
something to talk about.
He tweeted out the other day of it was like how I feel about, or when I hear people get upset that my song about gay sex is at number one. And it was this picture of like SpongeBob and some other character fucking maniacally laughing. It was great. But yeah, I haven't really done too much this week. I did schedule my first shot of the Moderna vaccine, so I'm very excited about that. I'm getting that later today as of recording.
Hell yeah.
The only problem is that, like, because there's a website which is it's like myturn.org something. I don't remember, but I just Googled my turn vaccine and it took me to the website. And
I got my stimulus today finally too. That was another awesome thing that happened.
Sweet stimmy.
Exciting.
Sorry, carry on.
You're fine. I kept going to the website and it was just like, there's no places available. There's no places available for ever and ever and ever and ever. And so then I went there Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon. I don't remember which, but it was like, there's one location that's taking appointments right now. I was like, oh, cool. Where? I was like, it's about 25 minutes drive. Okay, well,
Oh, that's
it is
nothing
anyway.
here.
I know.
That's any drive here.
Yeah, I know, right? I want to make it out to the highway now. It's a 20-minute drive.
But yeah, I'm gonna go do that today, and it's exciting. But there's a game that came out very recently that I've been playing with my buddy Andy, and it is incredible. Like, have either of you heard of a game called A Way Out?
Yeah.
Nope.
Maybe.
Okay. So this guy, the first time anyone had ever really heard of the guy was at the Video Game Awards. His name is like Joseph Faris or something like that. But he made a game called Brothers, and then there's a subtitle to it.
I'm familiar with that one.
Yeah, I know that one. I have that one on download.
He then made another game called A Way Out, which is actually on Game Pass right now. But I played it with my buddy Andy as well. And the idea is that these two guys, Leo and I don't remember the other guy's name, they are in prison together. You actually start the game not knowing each other. You go through a certain section without knowing each other at all. The game's in like split down the center split screen. And as you play the game and you decide to do a prison break, like the two characters decide to go with a prison break, it becomes a 2-player puzzle game where each of you has to figure out how to get through something, with each other's skills. The rest of the story is a lot of fun. Like, they do escape prison, they take care of some stuff, but most of the game is an action puzzle. There are a few moments, especially towards the end, with some shooty bits. But the story's great. And the reason that I mentioned this game and I mentioned the guy who made it was because his famousness from the Game Awards was he looked at Jeff Keighley and he goes, "Can I cuss?" And Jeff was like, "Yeah, sure, but not too much." And he just goes, "Fuck the Oscars," which was hilarious. And that's what people remember him for. But they went and made a new game called It Takes Two. The general plot of the game is that these two parents are getting a divorce, and their daughter, she's young. She's like 10, I would say. She feels like this is partially her fault. She feels like that she needs to do something to fix it. And in a moment, she basically created 2 dolls that look like her parents, and one's made out of clay and one's made out of wood. And she's in the shed and she cries on them, which somehow got the parents' spirit into the dolls. This book shows up, and it has a very strong Spanish accent, but the book counts as a marriage counselor and is forcing these two to go through stages that are puzzle-based in order to solve their marriage. And each stage has to do with what the characters are going through. But what makes the game so clever outside of just the story is how they've implemented puzzles. So for the first stage of the game, because there's like seven full-on stages, each player gets a different ability. Whoever's playing as the dad gets nails that he can throw into the wall and call back to him, while the mom gets a giant fucking hammer that she can just destroy things with. She can also use the hammer to like swing on the nails that the dad throws. So there's a lot of puzzles involving that. It's great. Then the next stage is really funny to me because you get out of the shed and you're in a tree. And you meet up with these squirrels. The game gets like weirdly adult at this point because the squirrels are in a war with the wasps, but it's super fucking like the squirrels have scars on them and they're all battle worn and talking about how they have to kill the wasps because of this. And they built a giant wasp robot that has now their queen because it changed sides. So they give you and they give you your characters weapons. The dad gets almost like a grenade launcher that shoots flammable nectar, while the mom gets a sniper rifle that's made out of tubing and matches. So when the husband fires the nectar and hits something that needs to be blown up, the mom then has to shoot it to blow it up.
Yeah.
So on and so forth. The third stage is so sorry, I gotta fix it. So towards the end of that whole thing with the squirrels, you destroy the giant mechanical wasp, and you go back to the headquarters of the squirrels, and you learn that the wasp was being controlled by a bumblebee, to which you did not kill the bumblebee because you're being empathetic towards it. The wasps or the squirrels then start fucking opening fire on the mom and dad and the wasp, to which they escape. They go outside. The wasp or the bumblebee just takes off. It's just like, all right, bye guys, bye. And they're like, hold on, but like fucking carry us with you. And it just goes, bye. It just straight leaves you behind after you saving it. You jump into a helicopter, or not a helicopter, but a biplane that's made out of like the dad's fucking boxers. And it's just makeshift. Like it's made out of his boxers and like a 2 liter of soda. It's hilarious. You then have to like the dad has to fly the plane while the mom is on the gunner, and you go through this area. You get through it, whatever. But at the end, as you're finishing that whole stage, the commander of the squirrels, the guy with like the scar on his face and all kinds of shit like that, he jumps onto the biplane on top, and he kicks the mom out of the gunner seat. Then the game turns into a fighting game for the mom. Like it literally turns into fucking Street Fighter suddenly, where the dad's like controlling the plane, flying through obstacles, while the mom's on the back fucking having a Street Fighter style battle with this squirrel. Fucking hilarious. And the whole game is like this. Like it's the silliest adult shit that you've ever seen.
Okay, I gotta ask, what happens at the end? Do the parents fall
I don't know.
back
don't
in
spoil it.
love?
Don't.
No, well, no, I'm curious because what kind of messages is sending to children?
So I'll tell you right now, this isn't a kid's game. Straight up, it's not a kid's game. The puzzles are too complicated for kids. Andy and I have played about 8 hours of it, maybe a little bit more, and we've gotten to a point where we're just like, he's like, I was thinking about getting this for the kids, but after having solved some of these puzzles, I don't think the kids should I don't think they'd enjoy it. And I was like, I think I agree with you on that.
Playing games about divorce to begin with, but yeah.
But yeah, there's like after the girl's room, it then turns into something else where the dad I'm going to spoil this one little thing because it's really fucking funny to me. But the idea inside, and this is only the third stage, by the way. So there's 4 others after this. So it's still roughly the beginning of the game. But you're in Rose's room, the daughter's room. And they have discovered, they figured out that the way to change back is to have their daughter cry. So the way that they know they can get her to cry is the dad had built this giant castle in her room. And Rose made her favorite stuffed animal, an elephant, the queen. So you go through a series of obstacles and puzzles, which is honestly the meat and bones of this game, is where you have the most fun. The story is fine, but the puzzles are where the game's at. You get up to the top of the castle and you meet up with the queen, to which the parents then try to kill the elephant. It runs away, gets into a rocket, crash lands inside a claw machine, to which they pull it out, and it tries to stop, and the mom and dad are tugging on its legs, to which one of its legs gets ripped off. Then you and both whoever's playing have to drag the elephant towards the edge of the fucking castle that they built. It grabs onto something halfway there, and this giant screw hits the elephant in the ear, to which then you tug the elephant off of it and rip off its ear. This whole time the elephant's just going, I don't want to die, please don't kill me. It gets dark. Andy and I were just like, I feel fucking terrible doing this. Like, we're making the daughter cry intentionally. But it's also
so how
really
long
fucking
before
silly.
Some channels start exploiting this on YouTube and have arguing couples play this game on YouTube?
So it's already happening. It's already happening.
Oh my God! Of course it is.
Joseph Ferris, or whatever the fuck his name is. He talked about in an interview. He was like, I want couples to play this game. I want married couples, people going through, like their fiancés or girlfriend. I want couples to play this game. Because after that scene in the daughter's room, spoiler, the fucking tears don't work. I knew they weren't. The game was, too short for that point.
Got 4 more episodes.
Yeah, it's got 4 more pieces to it. And like, after that, it turns into that book that I was talking about, transporting the parents into different locations based on what, like, you would have a conversation in a couples therapy situation. So like, she says to the dad, the mom says to the dad, like, you don't ever make time or something like that. And she was like, you think time is infinite or whatever. And he says to her, like, essentially, like, I wish you were in 2 places at once. So the book then puts them inside a cuckoo clock and gives the mom the ability to make a clone of herself to which she can zip to. And the dad gets a little stopwatch where he can rewind and fast forward time.
So weird. Oh,
the rest of the game basically becomes a fucking couples therapy sesh. So highly, 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 highly recommend playing it with somebody who enjoys, these puzzle type games. The fucking scenarios and stuff that they built for this and the ending of levels is so much fucking fun. Like, as Andy and I kept going through the game, we were just like, this is amazing. Like, because that's the other thing that they do, is that each stage is a different type of game. It becomes a different game all the time. It's so hard to explain because the puzzles are never the same. Like, have you ever played Portal 2? Either of you?
Nope.
Okay, well, I can't really think of another example, but Portal 2 never really changes its theme. It just adds new obstacles. This game is always like, well, you solved that whole stage, which had certain types of puzzles. Now go to the next stage, which is an entirely new set of puzzles. Entirely new set with different abilities and different objectives. Like, it's insane. I have not gotten bored of this game. Like, I want to play it today, but we can't because we're both busy. I dropped my phone. So sorry about that, guys. I love the game, and I just wanted to tell you guys. I know we don't talk about games on the podcast very often, but I needed to tell people about it because it's such a fucking good game. So if you have the opportunity, I highly recommend it. One of the great things about the game is I rented it through GameFly, and the way that I'm playing with Andy is online, and all he had to do was download a thing called the Friends Pass, which is something that EA did where neither of us technically bought the game. But if one person buys the game, the other person can play it for free.
Or has access to it, say if they rent it like GameFly.
Right.
Cool.
So yeah, it's really fucking neat. But
and it's called It Takes Two.
It Takes Two, yeah. Really fucking enjoying it. I'm excited to find, like, we're gonna beat it tomorrow. So I'll know exactly how it ends, but it's a solid 10 out of 10 right now. A really, really solid 10 out of 10. It's also really well constructed because neither of us have really had any glitches or game-breaking problems.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, like, and again, if you don't have anyone to play with it, like, definitely watch a YouTuber that's playing with their significant other of some kind, or like another friend where they're yelling at each other because it might be hilarious. But
maybe I'll try and play with my kid.
There you go. Also, check out, like, Betty, you have Game Pass, so you have the ability to download A Way Out. Like, that's also one I recommend. Same company, same guy. The voice acting in that one is a little iffy on certain parts, but he's also starting off as a company and trying to get a foothold. So kudos to him. But yeah, I can't recommend it enough. It's great. But yeah, enough of that, guys. Enough of that game. It's great. Whatever. We're gonna talk about episode 3 of Falcon and Winter Soldier and episodes 1 through 4 of Invincible on Amazon Prime. Those are our discussions today. So, are you two ready to dive into episode 3 of Falcon and Winter Soldier?
I am ready.
Alrighty. In this episode, we see Bucky meet up with Zemo, and the last time we saw Zemo was in Civil War. He's different in the MCU than he is in the comics. In the comics, he's the son of this particular character. Is the son of because the name Zemo is the family name, but Baron is is just the title.
Yeah.
His dad fought Captain America, got sprayed with an adhesive or splashed with an adhesive, which forced that purple mask you see him wearing this episode to his head. His son later, who this character is based off of, just kind of kept the moniker going to fight Captain America. And for the sake of this show, though, because that's all Hydra and they're German and all that kind of shit. For the sake of this, they made him Sokovian, which ties into Age of Ultron and Civil War and yada yada yada.
I just gotta say, I need more dancing Zemo in my life. It's just
pretty great.
It was only a 3-second scene of him dancing at that party, but damn it, I need that more. It was just so fucking awesome. It's like
Speaking
Zemo
of that
just
scene,
knows how to have a good time.
Speaking of that, we see them go to Madripoor, which is a kind of a pirate haven, if you will. It exists in the comics, and I think in roughly the same way.
Yeah, it was primarily used as like in the Wolverine comics that Claremont wrote in the 80s, the miniseries. Wolverine went to Madripoor a lot, and it was used a lot with his comics, and then later some Black Widow and Captain America stuff.
Yeah.
But it's very pirate rule kind of thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of Easter eggs in this episode when they're walking through the streets of Madripoor that harken back to moments in the comic. Like there was a place called the Princess Cafe or something like that, which is where Wolverine frequented a lot. Mm-hmm. Or Mermaid? Is it Princess or Mermaid? I don't fucking remember, but
it was the Princess Bar or something like that.
Yeah, okay, it was Princess.
But yeah.
You want to say hi?
Kitty. They go and meet up with a woman named Selby, to which they're trying to get information in a way. Basically, they're trying to figure out who's making or who wants the super soldier serum that the Flag Smashers are using. To which Sam then gets a phone call by his sister. And you see on Zemo and fucking Bucky's face of just like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
He almost pulled it off, though.
Amateur.
Up until the end. He should have kept his cell phone turned off.
Well, that's the thing about Sam in this whole scene this whole situation was that he was just kind of like dumb to how really fucking lawless it was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it added for a lot of great comedy, but so one of the things that's interesting to me about this episode is that, did you guys catch a lot of the weird audio edits?
Mm-mm.
What do you mean?
So there was a problem. The plot originally dealt with a pandemic, if you will, but isolated to a certain location. They had to change this. They wanted to change it because of recent events. They're very much, we want people to have fun and not feel like the world's ending. So in the scene in the container unit where they're talking to the guy who's trying to create the super soldier serum, there's a few moments where if you listen real quick,
he actually did recreate it.
I thought he was trying to
version
make it
of it.
while he was.
No, he made an improved version of it, but the Flag Smasher stole the last that he had on hand.
That's right. Okay. In that scene, there's a moment where you can hear the audio adjust. when they're in whatever room Sharon Carter had. There's a scene where Bucky asks her about who the power broker is or something to that effect. I don't remember what he asked, but when she stands up and walks off camera, her audio adjusts slightly and she says something. This was all like, post edits because they wanted to steer away from pandemic stuff. But like that scene with her, the scene with Carly crying over her, I assume it was her mother dying of tuberculosis. She was actually originally dying of that disease. So I don't know how much we'll see of that further down the road, but I personally thought they did a pretty good job with it. Like, I didn't notice it until somebody else pointed it out. So there you go.
Yeah.
But I do find it fascinating that they did that.
Honestly, I didn't notice anything like that. And of course, when I watch it, I watch it on my sound system and I watch it loudly because I want to experience it, be immersed. Yeah. But
I mean, I'm
on it.
I mean, like that I got that new TV in my room, so I have it like every fucking. Actually, it's Thursday night when I watch it when it goes live. It'd be 3 a.m. for you guys, so you guys watch it next morning. But I had it loud too, and I didn't hear the adjustment in audio. But people on the internet, they fucking.
I just want to say,
super dissect.
Walker's a fucking douche. I don't like him. I cannot wait to see him get his comeuppance. I'm gonna cheer because when he was that one dude that spat on him and he lost his shit, I was like, dude, that is not Captain America. That is not Captain America.
So that scene right there, and how you felt is exactly what they want. They want you to feel that way because my theory on how this is going to play out is he's going to go too far. He's going to literally go too far. The fact that Battlestar was just like, dude, like, what the fuck are you doing? You need to chill out. And he was just like, no, fuck you. He's 100% going to go too far. The government is going to take the shield away from him. And very likely give it back to Sam. Very likely give it back to Sam. But I don't know how. We only have 3 episodes left, so I'm not sure exactly when that's going to happen. But I think my next theory is that when they take the shield away from Walker, they're going to he's kind of gonna lose his shit, and that's when he's gonna become U.S. agent.
I don't like him.
He's gonna defect from the government and become his own thing, but still claim that he's Captain America. And that's how I think it's gonna play out. I really, really don't think that Sam and Bucky are gonna have a fight with U.S. agent. I really, really don't. But the show could surprise me. I don't fucking know. There are a lot of characters in the show too. A lot of characters.
There are. Yeah. And the fact that we finally saw Sharon Carter, after the events of the movies, we hadn't seen her since what? The end of Civil War? Was it? So to hear that she had been in Madripoor the entire time, and basically, dude, she's into some shady shit now. It's like, is she a trustworthy character anymore or not?
So people are questioning if she is
working for Zemo or even working for the power broker.
Some people think she is the power broker.
I've seen another theory that and this is the most out there, but it does make sense in some regards, that the power broker might be Arnim Zola. The guy that was played by Toby Cooper in the original Captain America, and then he became the downloaded consciousness in Civil War. Or was that Civil War?
No, that was.
Or was that Winter Soldier?
That was Winter Soldier.
Okay. But they think he might have his android body now, which is why nobody ever sees him. And that would be cool. A little far-fetched, but cool. We'll see. Speculation is fun.
I think that the girl, I can't remember her name, the girl that they ran with for a minute during this show that was also she wasn't given a pardon.
Yeah,
She's
Sharon
like,
Carter.
yeah, I think she's the power broker. I think it's definitely her. I don't know if she's just giving off this vibe. I don't trust her. I mean,
Well, that's
I
exactly
think
what.
she's still a good person, inside, but I think that, she's been through some shit and she's angry and she's pissed and she's ready to seek some vengeance.
Yeah, because I think from what I understand, both Sharon Carter and Zemo did not get dusted. They didn't disappear for 5 years. They've been around with what was going on in the world. So
Yeah.
whatever's going on with Sharon, she's not telling them everything 100%. And that's, I think, what people have noticed as well. They're like, either she's working for the power broker or she is the power broker, but there's some connection there.
Yeah, there's a connection there somehow. She's involved.
She's definitely lying to Bucky and Sam. 100% lying to them about what's going on. So I'm fascinated to see where this continues and goes, because there's a lot of questions so far. And a lot of people have pointed out, like, how are they going to finish this show in 3 episodes? Like, how are they going to? Because, like, as of right now, it feels like it's been building up to, like, a mid part of the show, but I don't know. I don't know. They could surprise us. I mean, a lot of movies are able to tell, a really good story in 3 movies, which is about 6 hours. So I can't imagine why this show wouldn't either. But
Seriously,
I also
though,
think we're going to be getting What's up?
Well, I was just going to say, how enjoyable is Zemo, though? I mean, he was just a fascinating character the entire episode.
Well,
I
it honestly
really enjoyed
reminds
him.
me of,
I agree.
I don't know if you guys ever watched Supernatural, but whenever Crowley's involved and he's the asshole that, everybody loves.
I've never seen the show.
Oh, it's a good show.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah, they hang out with Crowley a lot and he hates it, but you still love him. You can't help but love him. And his mom also appears on the show. She's a fucking badass witch. Yeah, I can't believe you guys haven't watched Supernatural.
Oh no, I've tried multiple times. I can't get into it.
It's hard for me
talk
to
about
do
that later.
Most anything on CW, I have a very difficult time with.
Well, it's not so much that, and it's more that it's a lot of like, oh, it gets better in the later seasons, and then I try to watch it, and I'm just like, I just can't get through this. It's just not for me. But again, that's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
I do get what you're saying though about certain characters where he's shady, but you love him. Like he's kind of
he exudes charm and charisma.
Mm-hmm.
He really
here's my
does.
theory for how this show's going to go. They're going to end it with defeating Carly. They're going to end it with Walker not getting the shield, but they're not going to end it with Zemo being the bad guy. They're going to end it with something else being the main villain, and that this show is going to get a season 2, unlike WandaVision.
Or a spinoff. I mean, Zemo's part of the Thunderbolts, and they might be building towards the Thunderbolts show.
That's true, yeah. But yeah, I don't think Zemo's the big bad in this. Like I assumed he was going to be.
No.
I think they're going to finish it with the big bad being the Flag Smashers. I think we're going to reveal of who the power broker is, but that's also a big maybe because we're now out of Madripoor. So I think the Flag Smashers are just going to fight the I don't know, but I'm excited. The show keeps giving me what I want, so
Speaking of what I want, look at this. Fresh hot coffee just delivered.
Hey, there you go. Any final thoughts before we move on to grades?
No, I don't think so.
Alrighty. Well, Betty, why don't you go ahead and go first and give us a grade on episode 3?
I give it a B. Again, it's good. The story is still interesting. Um, I do have a little trouble seeing how they're going to wrap this up, but I'm still interested to see where it goes. So, what about you, Maya?
This episode gets an A+ for me just because of Dancing Zemo. I'm sorry, just whatever he was doing was great. No, it was solid though. I really enjoyed them being in Madripoor. A comics location. And we got some teases when he was talking about Sokovia's neighbors. They've never established what country is next to Sokovia. It could be Latveria. We might get a Dr. Doom tease. I'm just like, oh, there's so many things, a lot of possibilities with this show. And they still, they're giving us solid, enjoyable content throughout. And, it keeps my mind wondering and racing where it's going, what's going to happen. Will we see glimpses of this or that? So I'm really loving it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it an A. Not an A+, because I think that there's a couple moments in the show that were kind of like okay, but for the most part, I really enjoyed it.
Damn it.
Yes, Dancing Zemo was great. I felt like this episode needed to reveal a little bit more. It didn't feel like it revealed much, if anything at all. Like, it gave us a little information on what the super soldier serum was trying to be used for before the Flag Smashers stole it. And it gave us a glimpse into the fact the Flag Smashers are willing to now kill. Carly is willing to kill innocents to get her way. So I'd also like a little bit more on Walker. Like, he's a fascinating character that I hope that we see more of in this show. So, because we're just getting glimpses of his, losing control. So we'll see.
Yeah, and he had a line in this to Battlestar. He was like, "Look, we have a goal. Who cares how we get there?" More, I'm summarizing. Is essentially what he was saying. He doesn't care to break the rules, to circumvent the rules to get what he wants, as long as it's attained. So
yeah,
we'll see how far he's willing to go.
I did see a pretty good theory that people think Carly is going to somehow get to Walker after they take his shield away, and then he's going to take the super soldier serum to become U.S. agent. I've read that. I think that's solid. That could happen.
Possibly.
I know I'm 100% sure that he's going to lose control, do something terrible, and the government's going to take the shield away from him. I fucking feel that in my bones. But as for what happens after that, I'm unsure. But yeah, solid show. We're going to keep watching it. 3 more episodes. Excited to see where it goes. So the next thing we're going to talk about, last thing we're going to talk about of the day, I don't know what's the next thing, is Invincible, based on the comic book by Robert Kirkman. It premiered on Amazon Prime 2 weeks ago with the 3 first episodes. It has aired a 4th episode since, and we're going to continue talking about it every week as the show continues. But right now we're going to talk about the first 4 episodes. Full-on spoiler alerts, because as I tell people to watch this show, I tell them, just watch the first episode. Watch the first episode and see how you feel at the end of it. They usually go, okay, and then text me after they watch the first episode going, holy shit! And I go, uh-huh. Yep. So, where do we start talking about this? Where do we begin?
Well, let's start with Omni-Man. The main character is Mark Grayson, who is the son of the world's most powerful superhero, Omni-Man, who is from the planet Viltrum. He's a Viltrumite. So Mark is half Viltrumite, half human, and he's waiting to get his superpowers any day. That's essentially what it boils down to. His dad goes off and is hero, trying to be home by dinner, teach him life lessons, etc. But yeah, Mark's just trying to deal with school life and his shitty job and responsibilities that he has, while secretly, well, not so secretly, he just wants to be a hero, and he's looking forward to the day he finally gets his powers. And he's 17, he's not gotten them yet, and he's growing frustrated.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the best way we can talk about, like, say what's going on and without spoiling it. So legitimately, if you have not watched the show, go watch it and then come back, honestly, because we're about to talk about fucking spoilers. And there's a big spoiler in the first episode, at the end of the first episode. So
huge.
The show continues on down that path of Mark getting his powers and learning how to use them from his dad, meeting up with other superheroes, seeing other superheroes. I mean, it starts off with a superhero fight of the Guardians of the Globe, which is kind of a mock-up of the Justice League. And they're saving the president from two villains, and Omni-Man shows up, and yada, yada, yada. It seems very standard superhero fare. And then at the end of the episode, the Guardians of the Globe are all called to one location. Their little bracelets go off, and it says, it's an emergency. So they head to the Guardians of the Globe headquarters, to which Omni-Man just proceeds to absolutely rip them apart, literally.
Yeah. That was quite a bloody scene there.
Nothing in this episode prepares you for that. Nothing prepares you for it.
I mean, you get the impression that they don't really like him and he doesn't really like them. And then, Mark says to him, I know you don't like teams, or whatever, or maybe that was episode 2, but it's implied that he doesn't like superhero teams. He likes to work freelance.
But that doesn't, I wouldn't say that immediately gives away that he's going to do it.
Oh, no, that's the only inkling you would get, that, okay, he doesn't like these guys. They don't like him very much, but that's it. You don't get this whole, he full on just murders them outright.
He doesn't just murder them. He fucking slaughters them like a fucking raccoon in a chicken coop.
Yeah.
I mean, we're dismemberments, ass, blood, and guts everywhere. I mean, yeah.
It is gruesome. It is.
Well, he takes the one guy and grabs him by his ankles, the Batman character, and grabs him by his ankles and just repeatedly ragdolls him against the ground like the Hulk does Loki in the fucking first Avengers movie.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny about
this
that?
Batman character? What?
I was gonna say he only does it. He hits him once and then once more. That's all he does, and then he throws him at the green character.
The Martian. But when he does it, it's like you see his skull split open and like contents of his skull go flying outwards as he's slamming him down. It's gruesome and it's awesome.
The fucking when he kills
now in the comics. Go ahead.
I was gonna say when he kills the Wonder Woman parody, she fucking snaps her neck and her head turns all the way around and she coughs up blood on her own cape and then falls down. I was like, oh my god.
It was definitely something.
Now, so in the comics, in the comics, that scene happens almost in like, it's so fast that you see Omni-Man and you see him like take one out each panel. It's really fast. Like he takes them out super fast in the comics. But because animation is a different medium, right? So you have to spend more time showing how badly he fucks them up.
So I had read the first 4 issues of Invincible before this premiered. The first 4 episodes didn't tell me that was going to happen. When it happens in the show, it doesn't happen in the comic. In the comic, it's the first like 3 episodes, if like those aliens that come through and age, is part of the first 4 issues. Omni-Man destroying the Guardians of the Globe does not happen right away like it does in the show. Like,
No,
I had
no.
absolutely no fucking clue it was going to happen because I'd only read the first 4 issues. But
Yeah,
I'll tell you
it
what, I
happens
want
at
to go
the
read
end
the
of the
fucking comic now.
6th issue. Oh, the comic's great. I've not read all of it, but I've read some of it. But enough to know, what to expect tonally. Which, if you've been watching now, you know what to expect tonally.
So when this show ends or the season ends, I'm going to go read the comic. I'm going to find a way to read the whole comic because this show has sparked that interest. I need to know what Omni-Man's whole plan is. My dad and I have been talking about it every week, or like the past 2 weeks, and we're trying to figure out what his end goal is, because when he destroys those aliens in their own like time stream, he literally says out loud, Earth is not yours to conquer. He didn't say, you're not going to take over my planet, yada, yada. It's not yours to conquer. He said that very specifically. So that leads me to think that that Viltrumites are not as peaceful as he claims they are.
Well, he said
and
that they come to these planets to help these people achieve peace because their planet is all peaceful and stuff. But there are certain things that he said during this, like, he's made some remarks about humans, ruining the world and stuff. And it's kind of like one of those things where you wonder, it's like, okay, well, does he feel like there's just no hope and now he has to destroy them? Is that what's going on here? I mean, or did do all Viltrums look alike and maybe he was taken over by another Viltrum who's infiltrated his life? I don't know. I've just got theories.
Right. I mean, that's all the show is giving you. Like, I know that people have read the comic, people that probably listen to this podcast have read it, and they know exactly what Omni-Man's end goal is. Don't fucking ruin it for us. Because I'm invested. Like, I can't wait for Friday to watch the show. I think I'm probably more invested in not trying to compare the shows, but I'm way more invested in this than I am Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like, this has me.
Because when we started it, I saw how long the episodes were. I was kind of like, oh, I don't really want to do this. And I was like, we'll watch a couple episodes tonight, and then we'll watch a couple tomorrow, and Winter Soldier and Falcon Winter Soldier. We ended up watching 3 episodes that night. I was like, yeah, this is good. And I've already recommended it to a couple of people. I was like, yeah, this is right up your alley. You totally need to watch this. I know it's a cartoon, but it is not for children. This is a really good show. So it hooked me.
What I love about Amazon right now is that they're like, oh, we're just going to take the shows that make fun of, or not make fun of, but are dissections of superheroes that everybody knows and do a spin on them. Like, we're going to take those comics and make them into shows. Because I love The Tick. I hate that it got canceled. The Boys is fucking fantastic because it's a dissection of superheroes. And now this show, and I'm just like, thank you. Thank you.
Love it. The whole cartoon thing was throwing me off. I have to admit, I was like, I'm not really down with this. And then I started watching. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm actually down with this. Where does it go? Because I thought superheroes comics, all I could think is, growing up and Captain Planet and shit. And I was like, oh, but no, this is really, really good. I mean, some of the stuff has really surprised me. Like Monster Girl, her being 24 years old, and every time she shifts, she becomes younger. It's like a fucking, Jekyll and Dr. Button situation or something.
Yeah, Dr. Button. Oh, that's great. So speaking of Monster Girl, I want to move over to Robot. What do you guys think is going on with Robot?
His programming is not set up for the best intent for the people that he's supposed to be working for, helping out. I don't trust Robot.
I have an idea of what he's doing. And I don't think he's evil. I think what he's doing is he's intentionally creating a villain for his Guardians of the Globe. That's what I think he's doing.
Possibly that would work.
That or somebody else is creating.
I just like the fact. I
Well,
like the fact that Jason Mantzoukas is doing the voice of the one guy, Rex.
Rexplode, yeah.
Rex
Fucking-
I don't think that a supervillain is going to have to be invented in this, though, because look at what happened at the end of the 4th episode. Hello, kitty. And when one of those space suckers got on one of the NASA people that he helped get back to Earth, I mean, I don't blame the Martians for wanting to kill them because obviously when they attach to humans, they go insane. So, I mean, ew,
Yeah. I wonder how that's going to play out next week because, I mean, and you're not wrong, Betty. I think a villain doesn't have to be created, but I think that's Robot's intent is to create a villain for his team that has their DNA so that way the villain has their powers. That's the thought process. But
I did like what it was episode 3 when he had to go out to space to fight that one dude, the Cyclops.
Oh, yeah.
And, he ends up just talking to him and it's like a miscommunication. And I thought that was great. Instead of just, trying to kick his ass, he actually communicated with him. And then there was like, this isn't, this planet. No, this is this planet. Oh, man, I'm going to be in so much trouble. I thought that was great. That was totally outside of the typical realm of superheroes and villains.
Absolutely.
That guy was voiced by Seth Rogen too, which is just.
I thought that sounded familiar. I was like, is that Seth Rogen? Is he in this? Yeah, he was.
So you know what's really funny to me is that alien that shows up, he clearly has a relationship with Omni-Man. Because he said like, you're here because of the he's communicating to Mark like he's his dad. Like he's Nolan. And with that conversation on the moon, it wasn't so much that he was at the wrong planet. He just had the wrong name because the picture was correct.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out what that means exactly. Like there's an organization in space of aliens that protect planets. Like how is that going to play out for future shit? Like there's so many threads. I love it. I don't know. I can't get enough of this fucking show. It's so
And you get that whole thing that Marvel adapted, and you utilized so well in the 60s, giving heroes real life problems, specifically starting with Spider-Man and then carrying over into the Fantastic Four and the X-Men. You see heroes doing normal, mundane, regular activities like going to school, going to work, trying to do the whole family thing. And it's refreshing. It's something that you don't get from, say, I don't know, the Snartercrut, which is garbage.
Do you know how many episodes there's going to be?
I don't. I haven't
10,
looked
I think
up
I
the
read.
episode count. Oh, okay.
Hold on.
Greg's
How many
Googling
episodes of Amazon Prime's Invincible?
Invincible has 4 episodes.
It's not what I asked.
It kind of was.
I wonder how many episodes it will have.
There you go.
Okay. How many episodes will Amazon Prime's Invincible have?
4.
Motherfucker, I swear to God.
You know what's funny? I could have Googled it on the old keyboard and looked it up, but I just like watching you fight with your phone.
That's pretty funny.
Ask it how many episodes are in series 1 of Invincible.
Okay. How many episodes are in series 1 of Invincible?
4. According to some information I found on Wikipedia.
How many planned episodes are there?
Okay.
Just
How many
IMDb
planned episodes of Invincible on Amazon Prime?
According
4.
to IndieWire, Invincible premieres Friday, March 26th with 3 episodes.
So I don't think there's any information on the internet about this. Okay, here we go. Here's an article that says, how many episodes will there be in Stephen Yeun's superhero show? It doesn't even say. The article just says 3 to start off with. So I don't think that information's
Well, regardless, we're going to be watching on a weekly. We're going to be watching it each week until it ends. So
yeah,
that was funny. Just watching you fight with your phone. That was funny.
Tell me a dad joke. You're not going to do it this time? Tell me a joke.
Well, don't you have to give it like a, is it Alexa?
There we go.
What do you get when you put a vest on an alligator? An investigator. What happens when a frog gets a flat tire? He gets towed.
Enough of that.
That's some straight up dad jokes.
They're great.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway. Why don't we go ahead and give a grade to these 4 episodes, unless you guys have any more thoughts you want to add into the discussion. If not, Maya, go first.
Oh, this show's solid fucking A+ so far for me for the first 4 episodes. I mean, yeah, the pacing, sometimes will slow down, but it just gives you more insight into the characters and is really useful. And I think I love everything about it. The art style's almost spot on exactly to the comic art. I know that the comics things flow a little bit differently and take place in different sequences as we're getting in the show, and that's totally great because I've only read a little bit of the comic myself, but I like seeing things mixed up, but they're staying pretty true to the source material. And that's what I like. I like adaptations done in different styles, different ways. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this and looking forward to the newest episode this week. What about you, Betty?
I definitely also give it an A+. I thought it was really, really good. Again, hesitation going into it. But yeah, by the end of that first episode, I was like, yeah, I absolutely have to see what's next. And I love the banter. They've really done a good job with the character interaction. Even though it's a cartoon, I did think that it's definitely on another level, and I'm very excited to see where it's going to go because it got deep quick. So there's a story here to tell, and I can't wait to hear it. Greg?
I agree with both of you. A+. I absolutely love how this show is made. I think the animation is perfect. It does this really cool thing of when it's static, it looks like a 90s cartoon in a way, and then when it goes into action, what's up?
Like a computer render, kind of like the old Spider-Man show would do.
Yeah. It's exactly what I was thinking. But when it goes into the fight sequences or the action bits, it becomes a little bit more chaotic animated. Like I've watched that scene where he destroys the Guardians of the Globe multiple times, and it's animated just slightly different, and it's really, really cool to me. But the other thing about this show it's just perfect is the casting. Absolutely perfect.
I love J.K. Simmons in anything.
Yeah, he was perfect for this
he's
role.
Voicing Omni-Man is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Jason Mantzoukas fucking Rexplode. The girl that plays Adam Eve is also really fucking good, and I can't remember who it is.
I know Zazie Beetz is doing a voice.
She's the girl that Mark is dating.
Yeah. Well, like the Guardians of the Globe, they were mainly Walking Dead cast members. Like Lauren Cohen was War Woman. The guy that was the Superman clone, that was what's his name? Ross Marquand. The one that did
Walton Goggins is Cecil.
I love Walt Goggins.
Same here. Jillian Jacobs is Adam Eve.
Okay.
Zachary Quinto is Robot. Mark Hamill's Art. Clancy Brown is Damien Darkblood. It's fucking perfect. It's absolutely fucking
Clancy
perfect.
Brown too. And I love the fact that Damien Darkblood is like basically, Kirkman's take on Hellboy.
Yeah.
I mean,
like honestly, go look at the cast list on IMDb. It's just downright perfect. So, and I think with the buzz that people are talking about it and watching it every week, this show's here to stay. Like, I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon because I don't think that this season's going to end the comic book run.
No. Well, the comic ran for several years.
Right.
I don't remember the episode count, but Kirkman, I mean, he's a great comic writer. There's a reason why The Walking Dead was one of the most popular comics there was in print during its run. There's a reason why the show was as popular as it was early on, until it strayed too far from the comics. Right. But yeah, Kirkman's a great writer, and he gets very deep with his characters, and it translates well in this show.
Absolutely. Wholeheartedly agree. Yeah, so like, I mean, honestly, if anyone's on the fence, go check out the show. I think you'd really like it. I mean, we did spoil the living hell out of it just now, but
there's a lot
really
we didn't say as well.
Yeah,
True.
There's a whole lot
True.
we didn't say. We just spoiled the thing at the end of the first episode, which is
there's like 80
show.
things happening in this fucking show too. So
yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, you got two excellent shows that we're watching every week that we're all three excited about. So, goddamn, fucking kept us going. Let me pull out my notes for the outro because I'm an idiot and didn't do that earlier. So here we go.
Okay, well, before we do that, I just want to give a shout out to my husband who turned 59 today. Happy birthday. I love you. So just wanted to get that in there. Yep.
Yeah, happy birthday,
Big old
Jeff.
5'9".
He's a really cool, really nice dude. I've met him on a couple of occasions, and I really like the guy. Which,
I love him.
Well, you should at this point.
Yeah.
I haven't met him, but that's also because I don't, live anywhere near you guys. So
yeah.
One of these days.
He's never home when we do this.
But yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for us today. Next week, like we said earlier, we're coming to episode 4 of Falcon and Winter Soldier and episode 5 of Invincible. Make sure you follow us on all the socials down below. Make sure you check out the Teespring store where you can get a shirt, a mug, a mask, whatever you want with our animated faces on it.
I just added
go and follow
new items to it actually a couple of nights ago. Cool. Face masks with both just the logo and with the 3 of us in the artwork. Also tumblers for drinking out of.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm. So those are some new items that are here, and I'll be adding some more.
That's fantastic.
So yeah, check those out. I really want to start pushing that because, hey, all proceeds go to maintaining the upkeep of the podcast. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Also, go check out the YouTube channel. I know I say this every fucking week, but I really do plan on doing uploads. I don't know to what extent, but I want to do short little reviews of things on there that I've watched or whatever. I need to do a review on there of Godzilla versus Kong. So hopefully I'll be able to do that soon. Shut your goddamn mouth. But regardless, also if you watch it on the YouTube channel or you subscribe, it helps with the algorithm. Go and even if you listen to it on another platform, go and comment and like the video. That'll boost us in a way. So It all helps.
Subscribe, hit the notification bell, give us a thumbs up, give us a thumbs down. I don't care. Just give us a little bit of love.
Even if you just comment nice, it helps. So,
And you know,
but
we try to look good on a weekly basis.
we try. I'm clearly the ugliest of the three of us, so that's whatever. God, I thought that was funnier than it was. Jesus Christ, that hit fucking nothing.
No one likes self-deprecation to that level, dude.
Self-deprecation.
That's what the most
hilarious.
beautiful people say.
Did you say self-defecation?
Deprecation.
I don't.
No, I
say
know
that
you
myself.
did. I think, yeah, you totally said you were into self-defecation.
I said deprecation. Why would I say defecation? I've never fucked up that phrase. I'm not Anthony, for fuck's sake.
I'm just playing. Oh yeah, with the whole hopper bowl.
Mm-hmm. What was the other? There was another phrase he said that's hilarious too. I don't remember what it was though.
I don't know. I know there were
'cause-
times he would do updates and like have misspellings in the titles of that were upcoming of the topics you guys were going to cover, and we'd tell him that it was misspelled, and he'd go back and he'd misspell it the exact same way and say, "There, I fixed it," and it's still wrong. And then you tell him again, you go back, "Okay, how do you spell it?" And you tell him, he's like, "Okay, it's fixed," and it's still spelled the exact same way that it was, like 3 and 4 times. Poor simple creature.
He told me a long time ago that he has dyslexia, so that's why it's hard for him. To which then I said, all right, well, the solution is before you upload it, let me see it. Let me edit it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that worked for a little while there, but yeah. Anyway, moving on to the finish of this episode. Maya, where can folks find you on the internets?
You can find me on Facebook under my name, my totally legal name, by the way, Maya Dawn Fisher. If you want to follow me on Twitter and Instagram, my Facebook page is public, and those are linked there. You can follow. If you want to check me out on other shows, I'm on 2 other podcasts. Both are on the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel. One is called Figure Bangin'. That is an action figure review show. It's a live show. It goes live every other Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Tonight's episode, which was this week's episode if you're listening on the day that's published, we look at the new HasLab Unicron, the largest transformer ever produced. We're pretty excited about that, trying to really get some views in there. And, we're a bunch of juveniles when it comes to our humor, so jokes will be made, usually at Ace's expense. And then on Friday nights, which this past Friday we weren't able to go live because of technical issues, but I have an internet technician coming out to look at my lines to see what is up with my speeds. But yes, Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, Nerd Life Syndicate, where my friends and I talk about various things in the nerd entertainment world, via collecting, entertainment, movies, comics, shows, all kinds of different things. Anything nerd-like, nerd-adjacent, we love it. It's a good time. We interact with the chat, have a lot of laughs. But yeah, that's all the places you can find me. And if you want to check those out, that's the Realm of Collectors YouTube channel. All right. And Betty, where can people find you?
You can find me on Facebook under Betty Badger Ogletree, and you can find me on Twitter under Bright Betty and that's it. What about you, Greg?
You can find me under all socials under Chub Rock Geek. I'm also doing stuff with Anthony now to a certain extent. He's going to be re-uploading past videos on Mission Start Tubes. We plan on doing more game reviews on the site. I just need to actually sit down and fucking record them. I'm really bad about it. But
no.
Look, I'm bad about it. Okay. I really want to. The problem is that I can't edit them myself. I have to send him the footage. So like the videos that'll go up on the all queued up page will probably be edited via my phone, and it's not the best, but it's the best I can do. It's not the quality will be bad, the quality will be fine, but like I would like to be able to touch it up a little bit, and I just can't do it. I can't do that on a computer. So
I have a suggestion.
what's that?
Publish it to your YouTube page, make it unlisted or private. Give me the link so I can see it. I can download it and edit what you want and do it for you. I have editing software. If it's for our YouTube channel, this is something I can do.
Okay. I mean, I'll see what about that. I mean, that's the thing is that just talking to the camera, I can edit. Where the problem lies is like, maybe I want a music in the background, or actually what I want, Maya, is the theme music to this podcast. I want to put that in the background of the video. So
okay.
I guess I could just send it to you in that fashion, and you could do that.
I can do that
because I can cut. I can cut and trim and whatnot on my phone very easily.
Okay.
It's the adding audio and maybe like a intro card or some shit like that. That's tough. So.
Okay.
But yeah, hopefully we can get that going soon, and you guys can get more opinions about what I think of shows or some shit like that. But yeah, other than that, guys, that's it for us this week. Make sure again you watch the next episodes of Falcon Winter Soldier and Invincible. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you next week.
Peace, love, and lollipops.
Take care, everybody.